Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the KMB Music Den. I'm your friend, Keith. As always, Brad is not always here, I guess. He is in the middle of a big move. He's got a lot on his plate, so he said, dude, just do this one without me. I did get him to text me a few of his thoughts about this album we're about to discuss, so I'll do that towards the end of the video so Brad can weigh in virtually. But I have been super anxious and excited to get this review on the channel, and I apologize for the delay because it's been out for almost 2 weeks now. But of course, you clicked on the video, you know I'm talking about the latest solo album from Adrianne Lenker, the lead singer of the band Big Thief. This is her new effort called Bright Future. I am somewhat new to the Big Thief, Adrianne Lenker world, but I have dove in hard, really hard. I had always heard about Big Thief for many years. The name kept popping up. I think I, checked out a song here and there, and I was like, well, that's pretty cool. But I just didn't really put a lot of time or attention into it. And then for some reason, earlier this year at some point, or I'm actually going back to last year, I guess it's only April now, but sometime towards the end of last year, for whatever reason, Big Thief came back on my radar, and I went back and listened to all the earlier albums leading up to the one I knew the best going into that experience, which is their stunning album from 2022. I always get the words wrong here, so I'm going to make sure I have this right. Dragon, New, Warm, Mountain, I Believe in You. Interesting title. That is, it's a double album. It is one of the greatest albums I've heard in a very long time. When I dove into that, it just grabbed me and has not let go. I've listened to that album so much over the past 6 months, let's say. I've lost count of how many times. So when I heard that Adrianne herself was coming out with another solo album, this is certainly not her first, I dove back into her solo efforts and was just blown away again by her talents, and we'll get into that. So she put out Bright Future. I had high expectations, and wow. Album of the Year candidate, absolutely. At this point, I'll already say in early April, I challenge another artist or band to come forward and knock her off the top, because this album has absolutely just taken control of my life for the past 2 weeks. I have listened to it incessantly. The first time I listened to it, I said, wow, is this even possible? But could it be as good and maybe even better than the most recent Big Thief album? It's incredible. I am just, it's not good to be at a loss for words when you're doing a music discussion on YouTube, but very rarely have I gotten to this point, but that's why I took a few notes, because I knew it would be hard for me to get through this. It just renders me speechless at times. This woman is such a special, unique talent. If you're not familiar with Big Thief, you should be. If you clicked on this video because you're a subscriber to the channel and just like what we do and don't even know who I'm talking about, buckle up. This is a big one. I texted my buddy Loggins. He runs Blue Raven Records in Frenchtown, New Jersey. I did a video of visiting his store way back. You can find that on the channel. But we text from time to time about music and things. And I simply said to him, I texted him, I said, this album is the most authentically beautiful music I have heard in a very, very long time. So he said he's going to check it out. Actually, I didn't follow up with him to see if he's had time to listen to it yet, but I will be. I'm going to send him this video probably as a reminder. But Adrianne, she has it all. An amazing guitarist. Amazing way that she does arpeggios and strums. I mean, however she wants to approach the song, she has different approaches that she uses when she plays the guitar, but it's always the correct one for the song. It's always executed to perfection. she has what I wrote down here as a 1 in a billion voice. You know, when I listen to any music, but I will admit, particularly female artists, that voice has to grab me within the first verse, chorus of the first song of an album. Again, you know, like with bands and male artists and singers with male lead singers, I do the same thing, subconsciously or not. But, you know, if that voice doesn't grab me, if I don't find it to be compelling, authentic, and it's not always about just the technicalities of, you know, oh, I have an 8-octave range or whatever. It's just, do I believe what this person is singing, which is more important than anything. If it doesn't grab me, with so much noise out there, so much music in the world that's at our fingertips now on our phones, our computers, I'm usually out the door pretty quick. But wow, her voice is just stunningly beautiful. And she's an amazing storyteller, amazing storyteller. You know, I've read online some of the people make comparisons to Joni Mitchell. If I had seen that in writing and never heard her yet, I would say, blasphemy! There's only one Joni. And there is only one Joni. But I get it. I get why people are making that comparison, just in the sense that she has a unique sense of melody. When she writes, particularly the melodies of the songs, you know, a lot of people kind of have this kind of vision, but she has this. She can sing any range, and she mixes it up. She goes high, low within the same line. If you listen to it, you know what I mean? It's better than I'm explaining it, but she paints outside the lines with her voice, I guess is the best way I could say it. To stunning effect. It's just, when all of this comes together in one place, it's rare, in my opinion, and it's special. When you have the songwriting talent, the lyrics, the sense of melody, the voice itself, just the whole package. Yeah, I can't recommend this album enough. You know, I know I'm playing my hand kind of early here in April, but I challenge another album to come along this year and knock this off the top. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for me, because this album is flooring me. Yeah, like I said, I've listened to it constantly. I will continue to listen to it after, you know, this review is done, and, you know, it's kind of like I got to move on to other things for the channel. I will, but I'll keep coming back to this. It's just so brilliant. You know, I love the use of space in this album. There are moments when it's, you know, primarily her voice, and you can hear the guitar, but it's kind of in the background. There are, you know, the whole entire album isn't just her and a guitar, period. There's some songs that have a bit more of a rhythm to them, like more of a kind of a full band sound, if you will, but stripped down. But a lot of it is just her and a guitar, which is serves the song perfectly. You know, it's rare that I come across an album like this where, you know, there isn't a song I would say is, well, that's kind of weak compared to the other ones, or, you know, I would do this, or I wouldn't have done that. I have a background in music, you know, as far as recording with different projects I've been in. I've produced different things over the years, so I tend to have trouble turning that part of my brain off, which can be a detriment to enjoying music, honestly. So I'm trying. But even if that part of my brain was on during these many listens of this album, and even if I was looking for stuff, I couldn't find anything that I would change. Not a single note, not a single choice, not a single word. Just this is a special album. If I haven't made it clear enough, turn this off, stop listening to me babble, and go listen to it. But I do want to, before I wrap this up, I do want to get to what Brad said to me through text, and I also want to point out some lyrics just to give you an idea of the storytelling here. So the first song is called Real House, and, you know, this song to me is different than the other songs on the album in the sense that it's more like melodic talking, as opposed to then when you get to the second song to the end, it's more traditional melodies and stuff you can latch onto more. This is more of a meditation, a rumination. It's deeply personal. She's talking about her relationship with her mother, it seems to me, and things that happened in her childhood, and yeah, I mean, she specifically talks about, like, when she, you know, injured herself and her mother held her hand when they put the needle in her arm. And then she goes on to talk about when the family dog died and that they held the dog's body when they put the needle in the dog, which I know sounds kind of crazy when I just say it, but with the music, it's quite compelling. But she sings on this one, Real House, the opening track, "Mama, what happened? I never thought we'd go this long. Now 31, and I don't feel strong. And your love is all I want." Yeah, pretty deep. Another song called Fool, she sings, "We could watch a show. We could watch a garden grow. We could grow old. You could come in from the cold. Oh, just say what it is that you want." Obviously a relationship song there. The first song I believe that I heard from this album, and I know she did a performance of this on Jimmy Fallon right before the album came out. Stunning performance. Song Free Treasure. I mean, these chorus lyrics are just, wow. She sings, "You show me understanding, patience and pleasure, time and attention, love without measure." And I went into this album thinking, that's probably the best song in the album right there before I hear the rest. And it's almost like a, however many songs there are, 11, 12, way tie. I mean, they're all just so great. There's a song called Evil, which is E-V-O-L, so it's actually love spelled backwards, which she makes mention of that in the opening lyrics about it being backwards. But in the chorus, she sings, "Teach, cheat, part, trap, you have my heart, and I want it back." And again, as I say these, when you hear the melody choices she uses on these lyrics, it's just, me speaking them gives them no justice, but I'm going to keep doing it. So there's a song towards the end called Donut Seam. And, oh yeah, I remember this. She sings, and on this one, she has like several people singing with her. And the part where she goes, "This whole world is dying. Don't it seem like a good time for swimming before all the water disappears?" And the final track is called Ruined. Now, this is the one that has been stuck in my head for the past 2 weeks. And I can't get it out, but I don't mind because I love it. But she sings, "So much coming through, every hour too. Can't get enough of you. You come around, I'm ruined. You come around, I'm ruined." And the melody on that is exquisite. So, yeah, this album is just breathtakingly beautiful. I think a lot of people know about her now, but more should. You know, I mean, the Grammys are kind of a joke at this point, but, you know, if this is not up for Album of the Year, then it's like people aren't paying attention to where the real great music is. So what did Brad have to say? I said, "Brad, you got to give me something to tell the folks here. I know you're busy," but I know he listened to it. And he said, he made a reference to when we were texting, like, it's a great album. And I'm so interested to hear what he has to say about this. So I said, "Can you give me something else?" So some of you who follow the channel know, lately we've been doing, skip it, stream it, or buy it. So skip it, it's not that good. You're not missing much. Stream it means it's good, it's worth a listen, but, I wouldn't necessarily run out and buy it. And then buy it is obvious, go out and buy it. So it must be pretty great. So Brad texted me, he said, 100% buy it. He said it's incredibly authentic, which is one of the first notes I had when I was getting my notes together on my own, that this is such an authentic listen. And he used a word that I didn't think of, but it's so true for this album. And he also called this album raw, which is such a great, there he goes, coming up with those words again that takes me 10 minutes to explain something. He does it in a second. He always does that to me. It makes me look like a fool. But yeah, it is raw. It's just the emotion. Yeah, the bone is bare, so to speak. But Adrianne Lenker, congratulations is what I'll say. I doubt you'll overwatch this, but congratulations. Can't wait to hear what you do next. I am all ears, all in on anything you do till the end of time. So hopefully you keep blessing us with your talent and your music. When's the next Big Thief album coming out? I want to know about that too, Adrian. So, guys, please, if you're not familiar, I implore you, like I said, right up to the top, album of the year for me. I know it's only April, but anyone else, bring it. See if you can knock her off. It's going to be real tough for me. So I am your friend, Keith. This is the K&B Music Den. Please like this video, share it on social media, subscribe to the channel, smash the bell for notifications. You'll be notified every time we drop new content here at the K&B Music Den. More album reviews coming, more Goldilocks game coming, more ranking albums, lots of things in the cooker, so we'll take them as they come. But thank you so much for listening to me ramble on about this. And yeah, this one's real special. This one's real special. Really interested to hear what you have to say in the comments. Are you already an Adrianne fan? Are you already a Big Thief fan? Is this new for you? If so, either way, what do you think of this album called Bright Future? Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Appreciate your time and appreciate your support. Take care.